Good evening, Monarch fans, and welcome to another edition of Monarch Monday here on Sports Talk with Rags. And today, here we have the honor to have one of ODU men's basketball assistant coaches, Jamal Robinson, with us. Jamal, how you doing this evening?
I can't complain. We can't complain at all. Happy to be here with you.
Hey, appreciate your time coming on. And I know when my nephews and my friend and I met you there at the golf outing, we were getting ready to finish up. So
Yeah.
but no, that seems to be a good time where the you guys bring the team out and coaches, mingle here with the fans.
No, definitely. I mean, to actually be able for them, our fans, our support system to actually spend some time with the guys is big time. And at the same time, the guys to spend a little time with them, be able to recognize them maybe at the games or wherever they are about, and actually know them and really speak to with them or to them genuinely is it's definitely a it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so with your career, I mean, I know that with lining up when you could come on, I know that we exchanged some text messages, exchanged some emails where you grew up there in New York. So growing up, was it always basketball, or did you play other sports growing up?
Actually, I did play. I played football. I played baseball, but ultimately it came down to basketball. Everyone in my family played basketball, both sides. Of course, my father was the one who put the ball in my hand.
Yeah.
And actually, to take it even further, we stayed when he was, in college. We stayed with
Yeah.
him in his dorm room. And there's
Okay.
actually photos of me at his games, like chasing the ball during live play and stuff. So it was always going to be basketball.
Oh, cool. Well, and there's nothing like, I mean, you know, they're being from the city. I mean, of course, basketball there. I shared with you the time that my dad took my brother and I to a Knicks game, but
Yeah,
now the Nets have moved to Brooklyn, so
it's
nothing
crazy.
like NBA there in the Big Apple.
No, I mean, just the experiences, all the experiences as far as growing up, playing against some of the guys that I played against or played with, the history, the respect, like the appreciation for the game. It's none other. Like, growing up playing basketball in New York was amazing,
Right.
and it was just amazing.
Right. And then St. John's having games at MSG and
Yeah.
and the Big East there in the 80s. I mean,
Oh my
so
God!
not
Yes,
only
yes.
pro basketball but then college basketball growing up where you lived at.
No, it was huge. So, and that it was such a blessing to go through the whole recruiting process. Me and my friends, again, back then, I'm not gonna say back then, it's still to this day, but there was nothing like, sitting down on a Saturday all day watching college basketball. Um, and then to have the opportunity to have some of those coaches come to my house and visit, it was unreal. Some my friends and stuff know, but when it would be whatever particular day, whatever coach was coming in, it would be like my neighborhood in front of my building, and they would either cheer or boo who's coming in. Like it was special, special, super special. And what made even that more special, again, my father, uh, he and I used to sit around all day and just watch, college basketball, some NBA stuff, but college basketball, and for him to experience that with me was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Extremely
So
thankful.
right. Yeah. So being there from the city, I mean, I know that everybody. When did you when did you get the idea of was it like 10th, 11th grade where it was like, hey, I can do this at the next level, and wherever a college that gives me the opportunity, I want to play this game at the collegiate level.
No, so um, we used to go down to my uncle's house in Raleigh, North Carolina,
Okay.
and that's where I really started to see a little bit of it because again, like it was just a different feel. And
Mhm.
while down there, we would go to Georgia Tech basketball camp. My uncle played for Bobby Crimmins when he
Okay.
was at App State. He's
Okay.
actually in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
He's their
Right.
first male basketball player to be put up in the stands.
Right.
But as I was going there for a number of years, and as it got around that time, Coach Crimmins, you know, he spoke to me,
Hmm.
and along with just coming home and people acknowledging how I progressed and how I gotten better, and you started getting little letters here and there from like my first letter was from Weber State.
Okay.
So you start to feel it, whatever. But going back down to Coach Crimmins camp and stuff like that, when it came to high school, uh, it was brought to my attention a couple of high schools that I should think about or should attend
Hmm.
um, by the staff, and that's when it got pretty. I could see, and then of course just playing Riverside Church, which was one of the larger AAU programs in New York,
Okay.
and having the Mr. Lords talk to me, and I felt I could just feel, and I just again it wasn't something that I was like it just felt natural from
Right.
all those days of watching and falling in love with the game and having a genuine love for it. All the days playing in the park, going through the ridicule from the older guys, and just wanting to be better and
Yeah.
wanting to get to that top level because of the love for the game. Yeah, it just happened naturally. It wasn't something where it's like, okay, this is the time. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, so where you grew up, that's right in the middle of the Big East, and then
Mm-hmm.
you go down to Raleigh, and you bring up Bobby Crimmins, and so now you're getting a feel of being recruited by ACC
Yeah.
schools. So what led you to get the opportunity here down here at Charlottesville and being part of UVA's program?
It was Coach Wolf,
Oh,
Dennis
okay.
Wolf,
Yeah,
who was he was on staff here as well at one
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
And
the one who.
currently Ted's
That's right. That's
co-radio guy.
yes, 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 and an amazing man. Like I love him to death. Uh,
Oh,
Unfortunately, he was only there with me for my freshman year, and then
okay,
he got a head coaching job with BU. But
okay,
it was definitely him. He's the one who recruited me, and when I got down there and saw everything, I fell in love with it. It wasn't too far from home,
right.
straight up 29 to 95. Like it was, what I felt at the time was right for me. So that's how that happened.
Yeah, and I mean nothing against I know with college athletics now, ACC spread out. I mean, I'm still not
Yeah.
used to seeing Cal and
I'm right there
Stanford
with you.
as part of the
I'm
ACC.
right there with you. I'm
But
right there with you.
right there, when you're part of UVA basketball there in the '90s, I mean, even preparing for this episode, and even in '95 when you guys won the regular season, I mean, ACC basketball there, I mean, it was every game you needed to bring it
No
because
question.
it was a tough conference
Yeah.
there in
Yeah.
the '90s.
Absolutely. And again, like my freshman year, I'm playing against a Duke team that won a national championship. I'm playing against a Carolina team that was like every game you're playing against pros, grown
Mhm.
men. It was an amazing time. Uh Again, the ACC speaks for itself. And
Right.
such as you saying, like getting accustomed to seeing these other, it still feels different. Like to see Syracuse and Notre Dame, like it's that's and what's happening and what could possibly happen. It's hearsay. It would be a travesty if key schools pulled out of it. Like that was something that, along with the Big East, that was those games were what we watched. Everybody loved Carolina. Like
Right.
back in the day, Carolina was was special. I mean, they're still special, but really, really, as far as being, if you receive mail from them or they're recruiting you, you were stamped like
Right.
that type of special.
Yeah, and so I've lived in the area here in Norfolk, since '87, and like I told you before, you're my brother's age. So when my brother was a freshman at Western Branch, Zoe was a senior at Indian River, and then I graduated in '94, and one of my friends, Mike Sharp, who gave me the idea for this podcast, he played with Tony Rutland and
Yeah.
AI, and
Yeah.
Tony's come on a couple times, and when I texted him, he's like, Mark, you'll enjoy having Jamal on. I mean, so I even bring up Tony's name because here he was from Wake Forest, but he's from our area. I
Yeah.
mean, so just with the networking of basketball players just being part of ACC, might be rival schools, but at the end of the day, it's nothing about having that relationship.
Yeah, no, and regardless of the game is so period. Like, when I go recruiting,
Hmm.
you're running into all these guys, and it's just like a reunion. It's
Right.
just, it has nothing to do with the school. It's just a simple fact of this respect that you're on that level, and when we're younger, you make friends, and that's everlasting. To this day, I talk to T and or Tony, and
Yeah. Right.
like it's nothing. And when we see each other again, it's a it's pure. It's nothing that's just create like it's serious, and it's a beautiful thing. The game is it's a small world, and the respect and appreciation, it goes on forever.
Yeah, and with growing up in a military family, when I graduated from Western Branch in '94, we moved to California, Northern California. My sister graduated out there, but in '95, she had this teacher that was a Kansas alum, and
Okay.
and when they talked in school, he was just bashing her about, oh, Kansas gonna take down UVA tonight, but that '94-'95 season, and Arkansas, they
Yep.
were legit, but nothing like taking down Kansas and going to that Elite Eight there in the
We
'95 season.
we were not supposed to win that game.
Right.
Everything was in
Right.
their favor.
Right.
Everything. I mean, the season that they had, their ranking, where they were placed as far as the tourney. Yeah, no, that was really special. And the energy it was just electric in there. It was amazing, amazing time. But
Yeah.
we didn't, we were not supposed to win. That's not.
No, no, and even though the Elite Eight game didn't go in y'all's favor, we went to a sports store, got a UVA button that played the fight song, and my sister
Right.
took it to school there on that Monday and just put it on the teacher's desk.
No, that team, that Arkansas team, well coached, and they were just a bunch of dogs. Like they played hard, and you know they they should have won, and they won. Like, yeah, they were tough. They were really tough, really good,
Yeah.
skilled at every position. Corliss Williamson was there. They were
Right.
good. They were really good.
Yeah. Yeah. And then after your time at UVA, I mean, playing professionally, how were those years with I see that you played for the Heat there in 2000. So how was it uh,
So
playing?
when I first got out again, like I always believed that I would make it. Um, it wasn't even about just the work that I put in. It was just the love and something that I don't know. I can't explain the feeling. I just knew that I would make it. So when my last season finished with at UVA, I didn't get drafted, but I was um, I was blessed with a couple of opportunities. So I had a couple workouts,
Mm,
actual, with the Trailblazers, Milwaukee,
yeah.
and the Sixers. And blessing again, Coach Dunley, something he liked, and they brought me in. And the only reason I didn't end up signing with them is I broke my ankle twice. The
Mm,
first time I fractured it, it was with them. And, they kept me around though. Usually, I'm not saying they get rid of guys, but they kept me around, took care of everything as far as rehabbing, trying to prepare me for the season.
yeah.
And I overzealously or trying to rush, like of course it's the NBA and it's the Trailblazers, and,
Right.
I ended up breaking it, and of
Mm,
course that set me back even that much more. And yeah, that was heartbreaking. So in that time, I had to heal up, and then I kind of bounced around Milwaukee, Cleveland, Orlando, Washington, and but fortunately, I was healthy enough, and with God's grace, I was at the right place, right time, and ended up at a workout with the Heat. And
hmm
then I had to bust my behind every single day from I was May into May, about to be June, until I signed my deal in November. Um, they were bringing people in there damn near every day, and we had to compete against them. So there's like four of us that were already there,
mm,
and every day we had to fight. And yeah, things worked out until they didn't. So
right.
once that ends, I end up going to what is now their G League team, the Sioux Falls Skyforce. I do
Mm,
very well, and I did that for a little bit, and then I just decided it was time to take it overseas, and
right.
that was amazing in itself. So all the stats and stuff like that, people look at that and they're like, they don't understand what really and what it took to get there. And it's funny
Right.
because most of those people never got there,
Right.
but still. And I'm not angry about it or whatever. It happens, the way it was supposed to happen. And I had an amazing time, and
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative for it. Again, I love it.
Right. Right. And then after playing, what opened up doors to get you into coaching?
So the only reason I retired is because my 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 pride and joy, my princess was my better half was pregnant, and I saw, and maybe I saw a bad side of it. I saw what I didn't like as far as guys bringing their families and doing that as far as Europe. And I
Yeah.
felt it would be very difficult. And at the same time, she would be living my life and not living her life, taking her away from her family and everything. So I just felt it was time for me to let my first love go for my family
Right.
and my princess. So
Yeah.
that was the reason I stopped, and that was in '08. That's the
Right.
reason I retired, and it was but her first 5 6 years it was daddy daycare, which was amazing.
Right.
um yeah, I got an opportunity to really get to know my baby, spend time with my baby, and spend time back here because I had been playing away for so much. It again, everything happens for a reason, and it was truly a blessing. Then I start doing my own basketball training along with doing Nike stuff, Nike skill
Oh.
development stuff.
hmm
um didn't want to coach.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not want to coach. Uh, Buck Joyner, Edward Buck Joyner used to be the coach at Hampton University.
Yeah.
I had heard he was looking for someone or whatever. It was brought to me by some of the Boo Williams guys,
hmm
and I was like, nah, I don't really want
Not
to.
for me.
Nah. So then I get a call from another friend of mine, and I was like, all right, I'll talk to the CEO. We all know who the CEO is, and
Right.
I at the time, and she was just like that. That's sounds like that's the next part of your journey. You being able to, your experiences and all the stuff that you went through, being there for somebody else and helping them go through what you went through, and preparing them for what's next as far as the game and life. So I really thought about it. So, and again, fast forward, it's like a week later, and I'm actually in the gym. At this time, I'm coaching with Junior Burrow at
Okay.
a
Yeah.
at Norfolk Collegiate,
Right.
and I'm in there with a couple of guys working about whatever, and I turn around and Coach Joyner is sitting behind me, and I'm like, I'm like, wait a minute, is he here? So we spoke, and the rest is history, and it's something that I jumped into it, and my reason, my why is just what I spoke with my better half about, as far as just being able to mentor, develop, and somehow, again, prepare them for reality, and here I am. It has
Yes.
nothing to do with X's and O's. Has
Right.
nothing to do with me wanting my own team. Like, I'm not on that. My joy, and again, my why is helping them and being there for them.
Right. And, Junior Burrow, another UVA alum that was, here coaching high school basketball here in the area.
So
So,
now he still is. He's currently coaching at Catholic now.
oh, okay. He just moved to
Yes.
another
Mm-hmm.
private school. Okay.
Yes,
Gotcha.
sir. Yes, sir.
So, but and then you ended up going to LaSalle, and then you know, came back to the area and was part of Coach Jeff Jones's staff, which you played for.
Yes,
You
indeed.
bring up Dennis Wolf, but you played there
Mhm.
for Jeff Jones there at UVA. So
Indeed.
the opportunity of being part of his staff
Yeah.
here with Old Dominion.
Again, that was another blessing. Chloe, my youngest, Chloe, she was getting ready to start high school, and at that time it was uncertainty as far as LaSalle, what was going to happen, because it was a coaching staff change, whatever. Come
Okay.
to find out that I could have stayed, but I had called coach, and I just expressed to him my want and need to come back, and if there was a possibility.
Yeah.
And again, in God's grace, it was a blessing that it all worked out, and here I am. Even as far as even college, a lot of lessons that I learned, like a lot of life lessons, I owe to him, as far as adversity. Um, there's so many different things. So, and then for him to bless me with the opportunity, I'm very, very thankful.
Yes.
Very thankful.
Yes. And then when the time changed where he, stepped away, retired, and then, Mike Jones coming in. So, you're now part of his staff here with year two as he's been leading the Monarchs. So just talk about here the upcoming season. I mean, here it is, October, and
Yeah,
might
it's
have
already here.
some closed door exhibitions, but I know that there's one exhibition here at the end of the month on a Sunday here, homecoming weekend, and then when the calendar moves to November, then the regular season starts.
And it starts off with a bang. Like that first game is going to be something else. But no, like he and I, Coach Jones and I, Mike Jones and I have been friends for some time. At,
Right.
at that time when was doing the Nike stuff, the skill stuff, he was as well.
Okay.
Um, and of course, I hate talking about this because they kill me with it. My freshman year, we came down here. we, we came down here and we lost to them.
Right.
So I got to hear that from him and Odell.
Right.
But we've known each other for a long time and been
Right.
friends for a long time, and it was just a perfect marriage. And he's an amazing head coach. Like he's, as far as tactician on top of it, like he's definitely very, very good at what he does.
Yes.
Very good, very good, very prepared, well prepared, and he's shaping the next group of coaches. Like he's 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 special, man. He's really good at what he does.
Yeah, yeah, that's and another thing, I mean, there, Mike Odell, when they were at Old Dominion, you were at UVA, and so
Damn.
some back and forth, and then now here you guys are all on the same coaching staff.
Yeah, and I got to hear that like every other week. Especially when it comes to any of the recruiting stuff. It's like, yeah, let's rub Jamal's face in that. But it's
Right.
okay. It's okay. They won. They won. They won. They won.
But and to add another UVA connection, and he's come on also, Kieran,
Hmm.
Donahue,
Yeah.
so definitely, and then also here in the area is Cornell Parker, so definitely
Hmm.
here a lot of connections here with UVA ODU here in our area.
What makes it even crazier is like we Cornell Parker's
Yeah,
nickname is Tutu. We
right.
have his son CJ, Parker
Oh,
on the team, which is it's like surreal. It's crazy because here it was, I was a freshman under his
right,
father, and now like so. But no, it's a lot of UVA love out here, and it's again the basketball community is so small, so
right.
but that it's definitely special.
Yeah, yeah, and Jamal, I mean, also here, you talk about here when you got started here, there in Hampton, but as we wrap up, I mean, also here with you being part of the Monarch staff, and with Mike, get ready here to tip off the year two of, here you are, leading the future basketball players. And yes, there are a lot more different here with college athletics, than back when you guys played and everything. But
Definitely.
here you can kind of share with your current players on what you experienced and see about helping them grow as a player and also as a person. So when they're ready to hang up the shoes, you know,
Yeah.
they got that mentor, that can be a
Yeah.
lifetime.
No, and again, this starts from the moment that first, I guess, phone call or Zoom or whatever. One of the things that we tell our recruits or the people that we're speaking with is that this is not something that's just 4 years; it's forever.
Yeah.
And that's also from my experiences, Coach Jones' experience. Like we still talk to our teammates. Like we have a thread and it's UVA alum. It's we have so many. We're on so many different threads. So I'm just talking as far as maybe that university, the guys that we played with, but the
Right.
thread is huge. It doesn't. This is not something that stops when you graduate. It
Right.
continues. Like it's an amazing, family. And then the ODU. Of course, I didn't go here. I didn't attend. But the support is unreal. Like I can only imagine when they were winning chips with Coach Jones or Blaine, and we're gonna get it back to that. And we want our guys to experience the things that those guys did because we do have them come back and they speak on that too. If there's anything that's made clear is that when you put on this uniform, you put on these this ODU these letters, it's serious. It means winner. Like you're a winner. We have a winning tradition. And I didn't know anything. I'm not even gonna lie. So even when I was on my way down here to play ODU, I didn't
Right.
know what the hell ODU was. I tell them, I didn't. I'm sorry. I
Right.
don't. I'm sorry. But
Hey,
again,
no, that's fine.
being here and even when I first came down from LaSalle and I toured campus, because when I was coaching at Hampton, I lived in Virginia Beach, but before it was not that way. So when I was still playing and coming here and visiting, and I would go and play up at the old practice gym in the old. And when I came back on my visit, I couldn't believe the progression, the build, and I was like, "There's no way in hell we can't get this back. Like this too much. It has too much to offer. As far as this level and stuff like that. We're right up there with some of the bigs.
Yeah.
The top level. And you just want to get it back to what it really or continue what it's really about, and that's winning ways.
Right. Well, and Jamal, you talk about, not knowing where Old Dominion was when we lived in California, of course, March Madness, there was not that CBS TNT deal. If it was regional action,
Yeah, yeah.
so the Villanova Old Dominion game, didn't come on RTV until like the third overtime. But my
What?
yeah,
Yeah,
but my sister's friends were like, Old Dominion, where's that? I was like, hey, they're taking down Kerry Kittles and Villanova,
yeah, yeah. No,
so,
no, no.
but
So
go ahead.
even be on this side though. Again, I'm growing up in New York,
Yeah,
and we didn't see ODU like, and it was back then. It was different. It wasn't. You didn't have all these media outlets. You didn't have, as far as like now, where you can go pretty much anywhere and NBA scout, somebody's going to see you. Back then, you particularly went to the bigger schools for that opportunity, and of course the TV, the ESPNs and stuff like that. They only carry, well, for the most part, they carry the larger schools.
right.
And again, I didn't mean anything personal by me
No,
not knowing.
right,
It's just not something that I knew about.
right,
But I learned quickly because they did beat us.
right.
They
Yes.
did beat us.
Well,
So
and the thing about when Mike came on, my brother-in-law, he's from Southern Maryland, but he's part of that WCAC, high school. But wouldn't you know, DeMatha got Bishop McNamara, and then when my
mhm.
brother-in-law went to Villanova, he's sitting there with his buddies. Him and I are the same age, so he was a freshman at Villanova, and Mike said, "Hey, you know, my college school took down your brother-in-law's school."
Yeah.
So it's just a nice connection,
Yeah.
but
No, it's
Jamal,
funny you mentioned in Villanova, and I know we gotta
yeah,
go, but
yeah,
I actually committed to them. I actually
oh,
committed
okay,
there.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's funny. It's really funny.
yeah. But hey, it's and then you committed there, went to UVA, and then look at this year's schedule. You got a game at Villanova,
Yes, sir.
Odell's son.
Yes, sir.
There. So hey,
Should be fun. Should be
yeah,
fun.
should
Should
be.
be fun.
So here, as we wrap up, anything to say here to Monarch Nation? Because that's one thing with living here, 87, whether they played at Scope or the Field House before the Constant Center, which now Chartway Arena, the fans have definitely always come. So,
Yeah.
Conference USA, Sun Belt, Old Dominion has definitely, been at the top in attendance. So,
No, no, no. Believe me.
anything
Again,
to say to Monarch Nation here as 25-26 season
yeah, yes.
gets underway?
Remember, I was part, and forgive me, I'm getting like I was part of the 7-win season, and I believe at other places there wouldn't have been. Here, they came out and they still supported. They still were there fighting for us, fighting with us, and I can't thank them enough. Um, Please come out this season. Should be a different feel, a better feel. The guys are going to give everything that they have, but we definitely need your support. And without a doubt, we know we'll receive it because you guys are definitely loyal and you guys are serious about your Monarchs, and we appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, hey, Jamal, thanks for your time. Appreciate you coming on here and talking about, growing up there in New York on to UVA and then when you get into coaching, hear what led you to be part of the ODU staff there with Jeff Jones, and now you've stayed on here with Mike, leading the team. So my wife and I, we look forward to being out there, and we'll see you at a game this year. And thanks again for your time.
No, thank you. Go Monarchs.
All right, go Monarchs. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.